Kamara's terror-etched corpse, dawn breaks. His cold, stiff fingers clutch a single crimson rose, a macabre contrast against the ghostly mist and the tropical heat. A heavy mist veils the graveyard, a ghostly shroud that amplifies the sense of dread in the tropical heat. In the dimly lit briefing room of the police station, Detective Samuels, a picture of hardened skepticism, confronts Officer Johnson amidst a chaos of unsolved case files. Detective Samuels dismisses the case as just another random crime, his voice dripping with cynicism. "Another random crime. Happens every day, Johnson. Let's not get carried away." Officer Johnson, visibly unnerved, hints at a deeper, more unsettling truth lurking beneath the surface. "But there are whispers, Detective. Local legends, things people say. Bendu Sudan enchants in a dim seaside bar. Her graceful movements and captivating presence hold wealthy merchants, weathered fishermen, and shrewd politicians spellbound, each lost in her enchanting performance. Each movement, a whisper of unspoken desires, holds the audience captive. Under the sterile hum of fluorescent lights, Kamara's wife reveals a hidden affair, a mere prelude to a deeper, darker secret. With trembling voice, Kamara's wife whispers, He was seeing someone, a new woman." Samuels coldly remarks, "Infidelity happens all the time." Beneath the surface of a simple affair, fear flickers in her eyes, hinting at a truth far more sinister and complex. Under the cloak of night, along the Mesrado River, a shadowy figure perpetrates a heinous act, ending Bendu Sudan's life with brutal finality. Bendu Sudan's eyes, once full of life, now stare vacantly into the abyss, reflecting the horror of her sudden demise. The scene is drenched in an atmosphere of profound darkness and senseless violence, underscoring the tragic loss of Bendu Sudan. In the smoky depths of a dimly lit bar, Samuels, weathered by life's storms, seeks answers amidst the shadows. The bartender, a portrait of anxiety, fidgets with a glass, his fear betraying the secrets he desperately tries to conceal. Samuel's piercing inquiry cuts through the silence. "Tell me about Bendu Sudan." The bartender stammers, his voice a mere whisper of denial. I don't know anything." Samuel's relentless pursuit of truth echoes through the bar. Everyone knows something. The bartender succumbs, his words painting a chilling portrait of Bendu Sudan's vengeful spirit, forever haunting the streets. The bartender continues, "A vengeful spirit, forever seeking justice, or maybe revenge. It depends on who you ask." Under the cloak of night, Joseph Kaffa trudges through the shadowy streets of Monrovia, each step heavy with the weight of labor and life's relentless grind. A vibrant splash of crimson cuts through the darkness as a woman in red materializes, her smile both alluring and deeply unsettling. Her voice, a gentle whisper, carries an unnerving familiarity as she calls out, "Joseph Kaffa." Drawn by an irresistible force, Joseph succumbs to the siren call, venturing deeper into the labyrinthine streets, a willing captive of destiny's unseen hand. In the chilling embrace of dawn, Kaffa awakens on a grave, his eyes wide with terror and confusion. Scrambling to his feet, Kaffa's desperate flight through the streets begins, fueled by an urgent need to share his haunting tale. His pleas echo unanswered, his story dismissed, as Kaffa confronts the crushing reality of disbelief. In the stark confines of the police station, Samuels waves off Kaffa's account as nothing more than the incoherent blathering of a drunk. Undeterred, Johnson leans in, his face etched with concern, subtly revealing the alarming surge in unexplained disappearances. The room hangs heavy with unspoken truths, the weight of disappearances casting a pall over the mundane setting of the police station. Amid the dimly lit streets of Monrovia, Solo, a fisherman etched with the tales of the sea, walks with purpose, each footstep echoing the rhythm of his weathered existence. In a moment of eerie allure, Bendu Sudan appears ahead, her every movement a captivating dance that bends reality itself. An unseen force seizes Solo, compelling him to follow Bendu, his soul resonating with the energy of the unseen. The very air crackles with an otherworldly power as Bendu softly whispers, "Rest with me, forever." In the eerie expanse of Center Street Graveyard, a blood-curdling scream shatters the dawn as Solo awakens, his clothes stained with the earth's grim embrace. Traumatized and cloaked in silence, Solo retreats into the depths of his mind, haunted by unspeakable horrors that linger just beyond the veil of consciousness. His silence speaks volumes, a heavy shroud of unspoken terror that hints at a nightmarish ordeal too dreadful to articulate. Amidst towering stacks of dusty books, Samuels immerses himself in local folklore, a quest that promises to unveil secrets long hidden. His meticulous research leads him to aged newspaper articles, revealing the horrifying murder of Bendu Sudan and the subsequent chilling hauntings. The grim details of Bendu Sudan's fate and the eerie aftermath cast a shadow over Samuels as the weight of the past begins to envelop him. In the dimly lit bar, Samuels sits alone, lost in thought as he nurses his drink. A mysterious man stares intently at his reflection, his eyes wide with terror and disbelief as if peering into another world. The man is not merely seeing his reflection but a terrifying vision of Bendu Sudan, a specter from a forgotten nightmare. Under the veil of night, Samuels treads alone through the dim streets of Monrovia, where shadows dance ominously around him. A sudden, chilling touch on his shoulder shatters the silence, sending a jolt of unease through Samuels. Spinning around in alarm, Samuels confronts only emptiness, as the shadowy streets offer no clues to the source of the icy touch. Doubt creeps into Samuel's eyes, challenging his skepticism as he grapples with the inexplicable touch. Shafts of sunlight pierce through the stained glass windows of the church, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. The air is thick with the scent of old wood and an acrid odor, as a single candle casts long, dancing shadows across the empty pews. The narrator ominously recounts. A local pastor recounted his failed exorcism attempt at the graveyard. His church burned down soon after. The narrator chillingly concludes, he subsequently disappeared. Under the cloak of night, a band of young men desecrates the sanctity of Center Street Graveyard, their shovels striking against the earth above Bendu Sudan's grave. The following day dawns upon a scene of unspeakable terror. The young men lie lifeless, their faces frozen in a grotesque tableau of pure, unadulterated horror. The graveyard stands silent once more, the dark secret of Bendu Sudan's grave now etched in the petrified expressions of those who dared to disturb it. A lone woman, in a striking red dress, stands on the curb, a beacon of hope against the uncaring indifference of the city night. Taxi after taxi speeds past, their drivers turning a blind eye to her desperate plea, each rejection a cruel cut. The city's neon lights distort her shadow, a haunting reminder of her isolation in the vast urban landscape. Under the moon's ethereal glow, Samuels treads through the graveyard, a beacon of resolve against the encroaching darkness. Driven by the need to unravel the inexplicable, his face reflects a fierce determination amid the silent whispers of the wind. In the graveyard's eerie silence, he barely perceives the soft laughter carried by the wind, a haunting serenade that chills him to the bone. In a dilapidated house near the docks, a cozy, candle-lit room glows with warmth, filled with an atmosphere of unimaginable pleasure. Bendu Sudan sits with a man, basking in the dreamlike quality of the moment, surrounded by soft, intimate lighting. The air is thick with a dreamlike quality, as whispers of joy fill the room. In the dim light of dawn, a man awakens amidst crumbling tombstones, his clothes torn and his body gripped by icy fear. As the first rays of light pierce the horizon, every shadow seems to whisper of untold horrors and a relentless, haunting cold. His eyes dart around in panicked disbelief, searching for an explanation in the silent stone faces of the dead. Under the harsh glare of fluorescent lights in the police station, Samuels unveils his findings, a tapestry of glossy photos and stark crime scene reports. Amid the scent of stale coffee and simmering disappointment, Samuels passionately advocates his case, only to be met with his superior's dismissive wave. In a moment of tense confrontation, Samuels insists, "I'm telling you, sir, the evidence points to something unnatural." With a hardened gaze, his superior retorts, "Superstition, Samuels. That's all it is. We deal in facts here." The superior's voice hardens as he delivers the final blow. "Close the case, Samuels. Now." Under the cloak of night, Detective Samuels, a shadow of his former self, treads the labyrinthine streets of Monrovia, each step echoing with the weight of an unsolved case. His gaze, a beacon in the urban gloom, tirelessly sweeps across the faces in the crowd, each a potential key to unlocking the truth. In the sea of anonymity, Samuel seeks a spark, a sign, a flicker of recognition that might pull him from the depths of despair. In the dimly lit bar, Samuel's gaze is fixed on the mirror, his mind grappling with unseen forces. In the reflection, the vibrant image of Bendu Sudan materializes, an impossible vision that pierces through the veil of reality. As the spectral image lingers, a steely resolve hardens in Samuel's eyes, fueled by the uncanny encounter. Under the cloak of night, Samuel stands defiant amidst the silent stones of Center Street Graveyard, as ethereal light paints the scene. His figure a beacon of defiance, Samuel confronts the spectral realm, drawing forth ghostly figures from the shadows. The graveyard pulses with unseen energy, as ghostly figures dance in the periphery, drawn to the impending clash. In the heart of Center Street Graveyard, the chilling tale of Bendu Sudan's murder unfolds, a night shrouded in secrets and betrayal. The flashback reveals a jealous lover, a politician consumed by dark passion, orchestrating Bendu Sudan's demise. Bendu Sudan, unaware of the impending doom, walks into a trap set by the very person she once loved. The graveyard becomes the stage for a tragic climax, where love turns into lethal obsession, sealing Bendu Sudan's fate. Under the cloak of night, Samuel stands vigil among the tombstones, where shadows dance like restless spirits. In the stillness of the graveyard, Samuel solemnly vows, "I vow to bring Bendu Sudan's killer to justice." His voice echoes through the night as he pledges, "I promise to reveal the truth and give her spirit peace." In the sterile confines of the police station, Samuels exhumes the cold case, laying bare the damning evidence that could topple a political empire. With unwavering resolve, Samuels exposes a pivotal piece of evidence, forging an unbreakable chain between a powerful politician and a dark crime. Across the desk, Samuel's superiors stand as silent sentinels, their arms crossed, their faces a mask of foreboding and silent disapproval. Monrovia is on edge, as the chilling news of the reopened case sweeps through the streets, painting the city with strokes of anticipation and dread. Whispers of the past echo through the alleyways, igniting a storm of speculation and anxiety among the residents. The city holds its breath, bracing for the storm that the resurrected case threatens to unleash. Amidst a sea of curious and judgmental eyes, the politician walks into the courtroom, facing the weight of public scrutiny. The air in the courtroom crackles with anticipation. Every face reflects a silent verdict, a prelude to the trial. Inside the courtroom, Samuels unveils compelling evidence. Witnesses deliver their testimonies, their voices echoing with the weight of truth. Forensic analysis is presented, revealing irrefutable facts that hang heavy in the air. In the courtroom, the air thickens with anticipation as the politician awaits the jury's verdict, a silent tempest brewing beneath a veneer of composure. The word guilty echoes through the courtroom, shattering the silence and unleashing a torrent of shock and disbelief on the politician. A tidal wave of sound erupts as the courtroom explodes with cheers and applause, a collective catharsis washing over the elated crowd. In a moment of stark contrast, the politician stands alone amidst the jubilant chaos, a solitary figure facing the consequences of their actions. In the tranquil embrace of the Center Street graveyard, Samuel stands solitary before Bendu Sudan's grave, the night air thick with unspoken words. Bathed in ethereal moonlight, Samuel softly declares, "Justice has been served, Bendu." The stillness of the night amplifies the weight of Samuel's words, as if the very air holds its breath in silent acknowledgement. In the stillness of the Center Street graveyard, Bendu Sudan's spirit materializes, her form shimmering like moonlight on ancient stone. The anger that once burned within her spectral heart has faded, replaced by a serene gratitude that softens her ethereal features. As a gentle smile graces her lips, Bendu Sudan begins to fade, her essence dissolving into the night air like whispers on the wind. In the quiet embrace of the graveyard, Bendu Sudan finally finds the eternal peace that eluded her in life. Under the cloak of night, the streets of Monrovia sigh in collective relief, as the specter of Bendu Sudan begins to dissolve into legend. As the darkness deepens, the tale of Bendu Sudan transforms from a chilling reality into a distant echo. In the dimly lit confines of his office, Samuels is haunted by the crushing weight of the case. His gaze lost in the abyss of memory, Samuels relives the supernatural encounter that has shattered his world. Forever changed, Samuels grapples with the irreversible alteration of his perception of reality. As dawn breaks over Center Street graveyard, a solitary red rose rests on Bendu Sudan's grave, a poignant symbol of enduring love and peace. Under the solitary spotlight, a new dancer takes the stage, her movements precise but devoid of the fiery emotion that once defined the bar. The bar, cloaked in shadows, reverberates with the clinking of glasses and hushed murmurs, unable to conceal the haunting void left by Bendu Sudan. In the bar corners, Bendu Sudan's spirit lingers like a phantom echo, his passion and essence forever imprinted on the empty space. Under the cloak of night, the streets of Monrovia come alive with the footsteps of people, their hearts filled with a sense of safety, yet haunted by the specter of Bendu Sudan. Though unseen, the chilling legend of Bendu Sudan casts a long shadow over the city, a silent reminder of the darkness that once gripped their lives. In the hushed enclave of a library, a historian delves into the Bendu Sudan case, seeking to immortalize her legacy. Every word, every detail is meticulously preserved, ensuring Bendu Sudan's saga transcends time. The historian is safeguarding Bendu Sudan's story for future generations. A picturesque scene unfolds on the banks of the Mesurado River, where innocent children play, oblivious to the somber history etched in its waters. Sunlight dances on the water's surface, casting a golden glow over the scene, yet failing to erase the shadows of past sorrows. In their innocent games, the children unknowingly dance upon a stage where tragedy once played out, their laughter echoing against the silent cries of history. Under the stark hum of fluorescent lights, Detective Washington and Captain Reynolds confront a chilling echo from the past. Captain Reynolds' grim words echo. Another one, Washington. Same, Munker. Ritualistic symbols, victim drained. Just like the Monrovia cases 10 years ago. Detective Washington counters, a flicker of doubt in his eyes. But they caught the guy, right? Sinclair? Has still locked up. Captain Reynolds casts a shadow of doubt, suggesting Sinclair was a piece of it. Maybe the fall guy. Truth is, those symbols, they weren't just random. They're old, Washington. The captain warns, his voice laced with ancient dread. Older than this city. Makes you wonder if something else is still out there. Under the cloak of night, a solitary figure traverses the graveyard, where echoes of soft laughter dance with the wind. The air hangs heavy with the musty scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, a grim reminder of secrets buried deep. The cuts through the silence. The curse may not be entirely broken. In the abandoned house near the docks, the silence echoes with the weight of neglect and the haunting presence of Bendu Sudan. Dust motes dance in the faint moonlight, each particle a silent witness to the stories etched into the walls of the forgotten home. Despite the physical emptiness, the air hangs heavy with the unseen presence of Bendu Sudan, a spectral reminder of lives lived and lost within these walls. Under the cloak of night, a lone woman in a vibrant red dress becomes a moving beacon along the shadowy streets of Monrovia. In the darkness, a man lurks, his face a canvas of indecision, as his gaze remains fixed on the woman. The collective memory of the city whispers tales of legends, weaving a palpable sense of mystery and fate. Under the sterile hum of fluorescent lights, Samuels confronts a cryptic package, a harbinger of buried truths. With cautious anticipation, Samuels unwraps the package, each layer peeled away, revealing a haunting relic of yesterday. In a chilling revelation, Bendu Sudan's photograph emerges, a spectral echo from a past that refuses to stay silent. Under the cloak of night, Samuels traverses the silent rows of tombstones, where moonlight paints long, eerie shadows. In a moment of solemn reverence, he halts before Bendu Sudan's grave, the air thick with unspoken memories. With a gentle gesture, Samuels kneels, placing a single red rose on the headstone, a silent tribute in the stillness of the night. Trapped in the throes of a nightmare, Samuels writhes in his bed, his mind haunted by doubt. Tormented by the weight of his actions, Samuels whispers, "Did I truly bring her spirit peace?" The question lingers in the air, unanswered, as the darkness of the room mirrors the turmoil within Samuel's soul. The streets of Monrovia pulse with life, a vibrant tapestry of colors and sounds. Yet beneath the surface, a palpable tension lurks. Market vendors hawk their wares with fervent energy, their voices mingling with the laughter of children and the rhythmic beats of distant music. Children chase each other through crowded alleyways, their innocent laughter a stark contrast to the underlying shadow cast by Bendu Sudan. Music spills from open doorways, a rhythmic pulse that attempts to mask the lingering unease and unspoken fears of the city's inhabitants. Beneath the vibrant facade of Monrovia, the shadow of Bendu Sudan casts a long and ominous pall, a constant reminder of the lurking danger. In the dimly lit bar, the air buzzes with hushed conversations as men huddle around a table, their faces flickering with fascination and doubt. Empty glasses and scattered napkins bear witness to the night's unfolding legend of Bendu Sudan, fueling the men's animated debate. Their faces, etched with a blend of wonder and disbelief, reflect the captivating power of Bendu Sudan's tale. Under the cloak of night, a young couple unwittingly treads through the haunted alleys of the Center Street graveyard, their whispers swallowed by the rustling leaves. Hand in hand, their laughter and whispers mingle with the eerie silence, unaware of the ghostly tales that lie dormant beneath the soil. Their innocent stroll takes a chilling turn as one softly asks, "Have you heard about the ghost of Bendu Sudan?" Bathed in the gentle glow of a desk lamp, a young student battles a sea of books, their pages whispering tales of old. Fingers dance across the keyboard, weaving words of justice, revenge, and the faintest glimmer of redemption as the legend of Bendu Sudan comes to life. The narrative unfolds, the screen glowing with the promise of justice, revenge, and the haunting possibility of redemption. On the banks of the Mesurado River, a solitary fisherman casts his net into the murky depths, unaware of the dark secrets hidden below. With weathered hands and hopeful eyes, he expertly maneuvers the ropes, seeking a bountiful catch from the concealing waters. Oblivious to the hidden depths, his focus remains fixed on the promise of the river's bounty. Under the stark hum of fluorescent lights, a young detective's unease simmers beneath the surface. A grizzled veteran, his face a roadmap of hard cases, leans in, his words laced with ominous warning. The veteran warns, "You're green, kid. You'll see things on this job. Things you won't believe." The veteran continues, his voice dropping to a low growl. "Heard of Bendu Sudan?" The young detective betrays his inexperience as confusion clouds his features. The veteran concludes with an ominous warning. "This city has teeth, and Bendu Sudan is its bite." Under the cloak of night, Monrovia unfolds in a vibrant panorama, where modern skyscrapers meet age-old traditions. The city pulses with life, its streets teeming with activity as shadows guard the secrets of the night. In the solitude of his apartment, Samuels is haunted by a photograph, a frozen image of Bendu Sudan. The photograph of Bendu Sudan is a cruel reminder of a past case that changed Samuel's life forever. Samuel's eyes reflect a deep sense of regret as he relives the moment. Under the cloak of night, Bendu Sudan's grave becomes a poignant symbol of her tragic destiny. The camera lingers on Bendu Sudan's grave, etched with silent stories and forgotten dreams. In the dimly lit bar, the bartender meticulously polishes glasses, creating a soft symphony against the backdrop of hushed whispers. The air, thick with unspoken stories, hangs heavy, amplifying the sense of mystery and intrigue. In the heart of Monrovia, a solitary woman, draped in scarlet, courageously ventures into the encroaching night. The legend of Bendu Sudan weaves its eternal spell over the city, a constant reminder of her enduring legacy. As she fades into the shadows, the city whispers tales of a figure forever etched in its history. As dawn breaks over Center Street Graveyard, long shadows stretch across the tombstones, whispering tales of bygone eras. Monrovia awakens under the sun, a vibrant city pulsating with life, yet shadowed by the lingering memory of Bendu Sudan. The city's heartbeat echoes with both hope and the chilling echoes of past horrors. Even in the light, the weight of Bendu Sudan's specter casts a long shadow over the lively streets.